It's a very exciting and interesting Dakar rally.
Bad just got worse. Punctures, overheating, broken axles, wrong directions, collisions. Exclusive to Supersport, the Paris Dakar Rally is proudly sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
Day 9 of the Dakar 2001 sees a 518-kilometre stage looping round and then returning back to El Halawaya. In the motorcycle section, Spain's Esteban Pujol was victorious with his single-cylinder KTM. Whilst in the four-wheeled class, German lady driver Jutta Kleinsmith was quicker than all the boys. Now this was what happened yesterday to one of the service vehicles that went off the road, which is denoted by the stones at the bottom of your screen here, and ran over a landmine. Portuguese driver Ribeiro having had part of his left heel removed. This is a witness statement. He says what happened. Well, it was a small and narrow road, and the guy at the control point told me, be careful and don't go off the road, because there were mines there. I know that each time that we use this track, there is always the same problem. And I was on the road for about 10 meters out of the control point and saw the explosion about 50 meters away from us, and I saw all of the shrapnel and everything. Hubert Oriol saying it is an understandable accident, but I don't understand why he went off the road. I really don't know. We have to wait until he says something to us that is relevant, but this is a terrible accident and we are all shocked by this. As with all accidents, it is very unfortunate. Now, yesterday, the biggest stage of the rally, 619 kilometers. That is a distance of 383 miles, which is similar to driving from Los Angeles to San Francisco or Johannesburg to Durban, except this is not any motorway. This is the Sahara Desert at its best, or is it the worst for some of the competitors out there? Frenchman Jean-Pierre Strugo here. In his Mercedes, and the co-driver saying, well, just cut the air conditioning and that'll give a little more power to drive the wheels rather than wasted energy whilst we've got the windows open. Here he is reversing up to motorcycle number 25. This is Luc Graiwoda, who's actually 90th overall, who is stuck in the sand. So everybody helping out each other on the Dakar. No time for a holiday on the beach whilst you're out there under the blazing sunshine. Of course, a run up to some of the dunes, absolutely essential, as long as you get over the top. Luc Alphonde having problems. Here's Pierre Lartigue. He says it was really boring over the dunes and all the sand, and I'm very, very tired indeed. Now here is poor Thierry Pic, the motorcycle rider, who had an accident yesterday. He says, I feel no pain, but after I said to you that I hadn't fallen, then I've gone and fallen today. I was just off the road and I fell after hitting a rock, sending me over the top of the bars. I'm okay, but I think that I'll stop playing with fire. It was a good adventure, but I'm now going to turn the page. And as the sun set on the bivouac, it was a bivouac that was still awaiting many of the competitors still out on the monster stage. Here is Sven Quant, 76th overall, stuck in the sand. Letting the pressures down to try and give a bigger footprint of the vehicle into the sand. And many people helping each other. Scratch my back, scratch yours. But no drive to this rear wheel. Some sort of a problem. Likewise, massive problem for Luc Alphand in his Schlesser-built Kangoo. This rider telling us it's midnight and I've been 15 hours on a motorcycle today. A very big day and a very hard one, but we are here for that. I just want to say to my wife one thing. I don't know that it was a good idea, but today was very hard. I just thought it would never, ever end. This rider telling us in the bivouac, in the end it took me 2 hours just to get through the last 2 kilometers with no electric starter on the bike. I have a problem to kickstart the bike as I cannot steady it with my left leg at the same time as I have weak knee ligaments. I stopped a car in the end to get them to start the motorcycle for me after the electric starter problem. I'm dying, but I'm here. Now this was not yesterday, but very early this morning. Alain Thuliez saying to us, a journalist asking, are you just arriving? Are you tired? Yes, he says. 24 hours to do the stage. So then a looping stage from El Halawaya, round back to the same venue, measuring 518 kilometers in length. Essentially, it is like a yacht race, except that the floating buoys have been replaced by 1, 2, and 3 control points. Well, some people seeing the sunshine early this morning, but of course some of them without having had a minute's sleep after arriving early on. PG Lundmark, the Swedish rider on his production machine after having lost his chain yesterday, you will remember in our footage. He was wheeling for Sweden. Heja Sverige, as they say in Scandinavia. Meanwhile, the leading 6 in the motorcycle section for Dakar 2001 were certainly in business, following each other and helping each other over the dunes, not really getting away from each other. Britain's John Deacon having a fall there and having to push up the machine the difficult way, uphill, rather than the other way. And here All sorts of other action as the riders then fall. Next one to go down, Spain's Juan Roma on his sister machine to that of Deacon. Eventually he has to go back down the dune momentarily, do a U-turn, and then get some momentum up and charge back into it. Top 7 riders battling it out relatively easily, but by the time they got to the finish, Spain's Esteve Pujol was quickest of all in a time of 5 hours, 22 minutes and 33 seconds, but not without incident. The rocks on the stage got progressively bigger and bigger and bigger, but Pujol was quickest over all of them. Second today, Italy's Giovanni Sala on yet another KTM. However, Sala back down in 23rd position overall this evening after the problems that befell his swing arm the other day. Third on the stage, Chile's Carlos Dugavado. He was nearly 3 minutes back of the winner, Pujol. Britain's John Deacon on the number 6 flat twin BMW. The leading BMW on the stage, and remember that these BMWs carrying an extra 25 kilograms because they are twin-cylinder machines rather than the single KTMs. Deacon 10th overall. And at the refueling points, remember that there is no neutralization of time at the refueling points, so the Paris-Dakar officials guiding the riders in as quick as possible. Self-service in the middle of the desert. No club card points here. Jordi Arcaron's quickly away. Likewise, Nani Roma. Likewise, Mione. Italy's Fabrizio Mione, 5th on the stage today with his KTM. He was 5 minutes and 51 seconds back of Esteve Pujol. And he, of course, opening the stage today, and it was difficult for him to go quickly. Jordi Arcaron's 6th today. But what about the rookies on the Dakar? They are experiencing the dunes for their very first time, and some of them taking it better than others. Johnny Campbell with his single-cylinder Honda doing a sterling job indeed. He was 15th today, 34 minutes back, but a good job from Johnny on his rookie Dakar. South Africa's Alfie Cox was 7th today, but he broke his chain 170 kilometres in, and actually when he caught up the leaders saying that they were riding like grannies. Here we see France's Francois Flick, 8th behind Alfie Cox. And likewise, what about Richard Sankt, the number 1 hero, nearly having a moment on his number 1 machine. Well, he was 9th on the stage today, nearly 9 minutes back of Esteve Pujol. Sankt took the wrong road with Roma, but in the end they finished at the control point together. Sankt falling, and was that steam coming out of the machine? In the end, it was Pujol that was quickest, from Sala, Dugavado 3rd, John Deacon in 4th, and Fabrizio Mione in 5th position. 5 hours, 22 minutes and 33 seconds to do the stage. And overall, in the standings, that therefore leads Richard Sankt ahead of Mioni, Roma, Arcarons and De Gavado. Germany's Jutta Kleinschmidt was victorious on a Dakar stage for the very first time last year in 2000, but it didn't take her long to get another stage victory in 2001. Kleinschmidt out of the blocks well to eventually go on and win the stage. Here, Kleinschmidt following Sousa over the dunes, and you can see why you have to be cautious. You cannot take them flat chat. You have to be on the brake pedal and ready for anything. Kleinschmidt going straight, Sousa going right. There is no such thing as a straight line in the desert. The motorcycles leaving the stage start before the cars. And the cars, as you will have heard the drivers saying on previous days on Dakar 2001, the cars getting caught up in the dust of many of the motorcycles, but not so much of a problem today, except in this small valley. You can see the dust hanging in the air and those rocks making it glacial speed for Jean-Louis Schlesser. Schlesser still trying to recover his 1 hour time penalty after being illegally pushed in a control point a couple of days ago. Schlesser finishing second today to Jutta Kleinschmidt. Schlesser in his two-wheel drive buggy. A lot more of suspension travel on the buggy compared with the Mitsubishis. Well, that aids them in some areas, but the two-wheel drive is a disadvantage in others. Schlesser only 25 seconds slower than Kleinschmidt today, which is rather impressive over a stage of 5 hours and 22 minutes. Cars today actually slower than the motorcycles over the stage. That tells you how difficult it was to get through the rocky sections, even if it was only by 9 seconds that the bikes were faster. But remember that the bikes had to stop for refueling, so that certainly does say something. Third today, Japan's Hiroshi Mashioka in his Mitsubishi, sister machine to that of winner Jutta Kleinschmidt. Fourth was Jose Maria Servia in his Schlesser buggy, whilst Thierry Delaverne was fifth. Not a good day for France's Jean-Pierre Fontenay. He put it on its side, and the world nearly turned upside down, but not quite 180 degrees, only through 90 degrees. He then stood on the top of the dune, awaiting the arrival of the next vehicle, which was Christian Sousa in his Mitsubishi. They hooked up the machine, got the towing eye hooked up to the exceedingly long rope, and Sousa then was keen not to get himself stuck, and the rope just unraveled itself and then snapped tight, and back on all four wheels was Jean-Pierre Fontenay. Barely any damage at all. Look, even the driver's wing mirror still intact on the left-hand side of the machine.
Allez, il faut essayer de limiter les dégâts, on va.
T'as pas mal?
Non, ça va, je me suis mordu la langue, mais je saigne, j'ai un peu le cou. Non, ça va, ça va.
Derrière une bosse, il y avait une toux d'herbe qui nous a pris juste sur un côté et qui nous a envoyé en l'air. J'ai plus d'embrayage. Enfin bon.
Belgium's Gregoire de Mavius, 8th today after he punctured yesterday in his Nissan. The sister Nissan to that of de la Verne. Gregoire completing the stage just a little less than 20 minutes slower than Jutta Kleinschmidt. However, the Nissan slightly disadvantaged by the fact that they do not have a tyre deflation system, whereas the Schlesser buggies do have a tyre deflation system that enables the tyre to deflate over the soft dunes and then inflate onto the hard rocks without the crew getting out of the machine. Belgium's Henrard in his Volkswagen buggy was 9th. Henri Pescarolo, former Le Mans winner, was 10th today, whilst former motorcycle winner of the Dakar, multiple winner, Stefan Pederhansel, was 12th. Other people having big problems. Here, the American crew in the Kia trying to get out, but only with some help of other drivers. Kurt Leduc, it was all hands on deck.
Better to what?
Kurt with his Spanish co-driver, Rafael Tornabel.
Enfin, il va la mettre dedans, là.
Allez, c'est bon, ça descend, hein, ça descend. À la pelle, ça me connaît. Je suis persuadé de ne pas y aller.
May look like a beach,
T'as mis une pelle sur ton nez.
but it is so soft. Even at times, you've got to keep your sense of humour well and truly up.
Regarde.
Don't give up the day job. As follows: Jutta Kleinschmidt victorious with her Mitsubishi, Jean-Louis Schlesser, Hiroshi Mashioka, Servia and de la Verne. Whilst overall, Servia therefore leads just under 10 minutes ahead of Mashioka. Jean-Pierre Fontenay 3rd, Kleinschmidt 4th, Sousa 5th.
Very bad road is very bad condition. Some places very fast, but sometimes dangerous in dune. So today a little bit tired, but I'm very happy to win today. So Kaiser should be very good condition. So today my co-driver Pascal Memo is good driver, working. Good job.
Hemos hecho toda la etapa siguiendo el roadbook sin problemas. Solo dos coches nos hemos encontrado a la llegada que no nos han adelantado. No sé, habrán quizás recortado en algún sitio, pero por lo demás muy bien.
It was maybe a little bit faster than the choice what Jean-Louis did, and so we gained back the time which we lose the morning. So that was the game of the day, and in the end of the day it was nearly the same time. He's only some seconds down, but we was lucky that we was some seconds in front and could win the special.
Tomorrow, the last part of the first half of the Dakar, the stage from El Halawaya down towards the south-west, towards the stop at Attar. Special stage of 435 kilometers with only a very short road section afterwards. And a day's rest will certainly be welcomed by many of the people still in the Dakar 2001. Join us soon for more action.